Hello everyone, this is BIGALSKIx,
And this is JTB.
and this is Battlefield of the Abyss Phase 4, the UF clone for my Quest for 50 Million and Ninja Gaiden Black mission mode. We have a little bit longer intro here because this mission is, the high score is like 550,000, but my average was only 468. So to me, as long as I beat my average, that's all I cared about versus putting in a lot of extra time for maybe 40 to 60,000 points. I mean, I'm definitely not going to meet Kel in what he did.
Yeah, and this is another one of those missions where we've talked about it on some of the others, but the amount of time and kind of the amount of like other variables you introduce to get like the higher score. Like for example, right here, that ET that just hit the clone. If you were going to farm this properly, you wouldn't want like any ETs to hit him, because that's roughly, I don't know, 7 or 8 like nunchuck ETs that you can get on him, and that's going to be way more points. So you know, if you get like one stray hit on the clone, you pretty much need to restart here. So kind of annoying.
And in order to do all that, you have to understand, and I'll put the link to Kel's video in here so people can see what I'm talking about. You have to be good with movement. You have to be good with understanding his pattern and recognize that pattern fast enough so whenever you do charge, you have time.
That was a really cool end, though.
Yeah,
that looked really cool.
I was actually going to like slow-mo some of the, the frames right there, because it's actually funny to see him spinning through the air. But I just didn't want to put the time in to understand that pattern, because whenever I was trying it and I would recognize the pattern and I would go to charge, even though I had the celerity on, because the timing has to be so precise, he kept hitting me with the shuriken before I fully charged. I mean,
yeah.
So my timing was off just a little bit. And again, it was something I didn't want to put the time in. Even the average back in the day, that technique was known by quite a few people. And people just didn't want to put in the time. I mean, sure, if you do a great run like Kel did, you might get 70 or 80,000 points. But if most everybody else said, you know what, this mission is not worth it, especially with, I got the dual clones coming up. I've got 2 more Marbus missions to farm. EL, it's like, let me have a little bit of sanity. And so, I beat that. The only thing about that mission that I was a little upset about was there was a point where I had an ET'd essence, and then when I wall attacked and killed one of the ninjas, he gave me a blue. And if I could have jumped away to do an ET and then a UT, it would have given me some more points, but I ended up absorbing both of those because that stupid ninja flipped on me from off as I was jumping to where I thought I was going to be safe. But
yeah, and also
go ahead.
Say just on back of the like kind of the way things used to be, like people weren't chasing like 58 million back then, so sort of right. and like an extra 70,000 is way back then was like I can live without that. I can live without those points, but we're in a different era now, so if you want to get that 58 million, every single mission counts.
Right. And to be honest with you, I'm probably being a little lazy too, because I'm getting to that point where I'm getting pretty close, and I'm 1.2 million ahead of my average. So, I've got, I don't want to say points to give up, but I don't have to maybe grind as hard.
Well, I've never farmed that mission, so
yeah,
never.
There you go. I'm in good company then.
Yeah, I've never farmed that mission ever. Like, and my mission mode score is not too shabby. So,
right.
Even like for me, I look at that mission and think, nah, it's not worth it. Because for anyone like the clone, by the way, if anyone's not aware, he also gets the low health UF bonus that you do. So when the clone's runes start glowing, he can literally just one shot you depending on what he does. He's got quite a few attacks that will just kill you in one hit, even at full health. So if you mess up that ET charge and he does like a forward Y or something, you're dead.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know, you have to start all over again. So it can be very risky, that one.
So I think there's other missions, if you're going to farm them, to put more time with a better reward in terms of score. And we might as well say, I know we always run long on these things, but it was a short mission.
Yeah.
The reason the score on this isn't anywhere as high as some of the other missions is because it's all based on your supplies, your small elixirs, your large elixirs, and there's none in that mission.
Yep.
So if you had, 2 health elixirs, it would have increased your score by, or small health, that would increase your score by, 50,000 or something like that.
I was going to say, just thinking about that, even one Great Spirit elixir would be 100,000. So you think that'd put you like sort of in the 650 range for the top tier score. So yeah, like it makes a huge difference just not like having 0 items in that mission to bump up your score.
Yeah, so when you look at this mission, you look at the tanks. Even the tanks, since there's not that many enemies in there with the tanks, I think I broke 500, and that was considered good, even though that might be the hardest mission. Arguably the hardest.
Definitely,
mission.
It's one of the hardest just to like get through. That was that was my last Master Ninja clear, MD2, way back when. That was my last one. That was my last.
The last one Godfather was able to do no hurt, and only took 15 years.
Yep.
For that to happen, so that says a lot about that mission. But
yeah, it's not an easy one.
yeah, you're right. Okay, guys, well that's it. I have the dual clones coming up next, and then I'll be on the final row, or not the final row, but the stretch before Eternal Legend. But I'm getting close. I appreciate everybody hanging there with me. And we will see you in the next one.
Take care, everybody.